Points finally for Hutch, the first points of the games, and of course from Virgin Islands had to be from Hutch.
He used the screen very well to get his shot off, and talking about screens, he will have to fight a lot of screens when he's following Hesley on this end of the court.
Pierre with ball. To the weak side, the 3 points missing, the rebound already in the hands of Victor.
That Victor is a veteran, a very good player for the Virgin Islands. He's a small center. He's about 6'6", but he plays the center position. Yeah. He plays it very well.
Moving the ball for Canada. Great to the inside. The ball to the high post and missed the shot, the 2-point shot. The ball for Hatch now. Going inside and the layup, the floating one.
Big mistake by Hesley. He was forcing him to the sideline, but he gave him the straight lane to the basket. And the floater, Walter Hodge, is very deadly with that floater.
Leave the space to go inside.
Exactly.
Nicholson going inside, almost shooting, and it's out.
Right now, Canada is out of rhythm. It's very
trying to find a way how to take the offense.
Right, first minutes of the game, they are out of rhythm, and Hodge is killing them.
For sure, 3 points. 3 points for Hodge.
So
7-0, right?
7-0 Hodge over the Canadian team.
A little bit more than 2 minutes playing here. And Virgin Islands winning the game for 7-0. Allen with the ball. The handoff. Back to Nicholson. Again to Allen. And the 3 points miss. Offensive rebound. Almost dunking the ball but miss it. Final of the rebound for Gray. Hatch again with the ball.
Good transition defense now by Canada.
Gray, the 2 points. And he got it.
First 2 points are from any other player that is not named Walter Hodge.
Exactly, 9-0, almost 3 minutes. A little bit of problems to Canada. This start cannot break the pressure.
Yeah, too much pressure by Hodge on Hesley. That's another thing that people misunderstand about Hesley. You see him and he doesn't look like much for handling the ball. He's a very good ball handler. So Hodge thought that he could take the ball away from him or at least pressure him into a turnover. That opened up the space for him to drive to the basket and attack. And he will have his first chance to put points on the board for the Canadian team.
Exactly. No point for Canada. That's the first change in the game. Cyberthon Mace inside the court, replacing Deshaun Pierre. And Hesley will take 2 free throws.
Hesley is a deadly shooter from 3-point range and from the free throw line. That's his job. He's a scorer who will travel the world with a basketball and make buckets.
Hatch taking the ball. The pick and roll.
Oh, nice.
Good pass. That's a foul from Joel Anthony.
That was a good, what they call a short roll by Victor. Instead of rolling all the way to the basket, he rolled to the free throw line. He got the pass from Hodge and waited for the rotation, and then he was able to feed Simmons down low, who will be at the free throw line.
They gave finally the foul to Helsip. First free throw inside, and he scored it. Simmons in the line. He couldn't get it, and Canada with the offensive now. Moving the ball. And Nicholson taking the 3-point shot.
He can do that, and he likes to do that. He's a big guy who can come out and make outside shots.
He can take the shot. Hatch now for 3. Outside. Nicholson with the rebound. 10-5 the result right now. Canada trying to get near the shove of Anthony away.
It's interesting because Canada is playing with twin towers at the same time with Anthony and Nicholson, and the Virgin Islands are probably the smallest team in terms of height in the whole tournament, and they are dominating them. As I said, Victor, who is listed as a strong forward, he's not a strong forward. He's a center. He plays the center position. He defends the centers on the other team. He sets the pick on the pick and roll on top. He plays as a center, and he's 6'6". But they are able to dominate with that type of offense.
Exactly. First change for Virgin Islands. Philip Jones inside the court.
And now Victor can play the strong forward position because this kid is big.
Yeah.
Philip Jones.
The shot with Rathan outside. A little bit wide.
Jones, who lastly played in Puerto Rico for Atlético de San Germán in 2015. That was the last professional team that he played for 2 years ago.
2 years ago. A good detail. The shot is off. The ball with Hanlon. The long pass. Down to Helsip. Heslip with the ball. Going inside and the layup.
Nice drive.
Good layup, yeah.
Very nice drive to the basket by Heslip. One thing that we can see with this twin tower, and which Coach Rana coaching the team instead of Coach Triano, is that Canada is not running that much, as much as they did 2 years ago, when he was essentially a fast-breaking team in Mexico.
Exactly, go inside. The ball outside for Victor. The 3 points is out. Offensive rebound. Now to Hatch. Again for Victor. And again for Hatch. He's controlling the rhythm of the game.
Yeah.
Totally.
He can do that.
The 3 points. It's outside. Again, the offensive rebound. Canada cannot take the ball.
Yeah, the rebounds are bouncing long off the rim. And Virgin Islands is taking advantage of that and getting second, third, and fourth opportunities, and Walter Hodge is making them pay.
Exactly. The defense of Canada cannot taking the control of Hodge. He's making what he wants in the offensive. That's why they're winning. The shot is out. The rebound for Gray and Hodge with ball.
He's trying to force Hodge away from the pick and roll. He was too active with his hands, and he gets called for the foul.
Exactly. That's why going to the bench for Heslip. 2 fouls already for him. That's why they had to take a look about it, go to the bench, rest a little bit.
Now let's see who's going to be running the point for Virgin Island. Walter Hodge is getting his first rest of the evening. As we said, usually Angel Rivera is his replacement, but he's not with the team right now.
Not today.
And that's trouble. When you don't have Walter Hodge on the court, whoever is running the point is going to...
It's difficult.
Yeah,
who is going to take it? Right.
And he doesn't like it. We see him right now on the bench thinking like, what's going on right now? Yeah, turnovers. You don't have Walter Hodge on the court. That's going to happen.
They don't have the solution inside the court.
But again, Hodge won't be able to play 3 days in a row, 40 minutes per day.
For sure. And so they had to find another way to get the points.
That's right.
Cardigan with the ball to Hanlon. The screen. Go inside. Ball to the outside. Good movement. The 3 points out.
Very difficult for Canada to buy a basket from outside right now.
Yeah, they cannot take comfortable shots.
That's exactly right.
In the low post. Victor outside. And it's offensive foul. Trying to get the rebound from Philip Jones. The ball will be for Canada now.
Canada is rotating its bench. Everybody's seeing action very early in the game. That's something that we saw in Mexico 2 years ago with the other team, with a team that was mostly, not mostly, completely NBA players.
can be the bench of Canada to make the difference in this match?
I think that could be a point right there, because if they keep, pressuring and going hard to the basket and moving bodies around, they can get the Virgin Island tired at the end of the game.
Even more when Hodge isn't in the court.
Right. And now Jones surprises everybody with a three-point shot.
Yeah. Taking the lead 15-9 for Virgin Islands over Canada. 2 minutes and a half for the first quarter. Going inside, again to the outside. Good movement of the ball, but the shot is off. The rebound for Adams in transition. It's traveling from Gene Edwin. Another turnover for Virgin Islands since Hatch is in the bench. Not coming back yet, but the ball will be for Canada. The low post for Nicholson, taking the shot away, and he got it.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of Jones, because he knows that he has more mobility than Jones. Jones cannot stay close to him, and he's giving him so much space that Anthony says, why not?
Go inside, good block from Bernatowski. Almost the turnover, go inside, again for Nicholson, the 3 points, but it's off. Rebound for Edwin, transition for Virgin Islands.
And now they're going to try to play the half-court game. Again, without a point guard, it's very difficult to run your half-court offense.
Yes. Good layup against the defense from Edwin.
Beyond Edwin. But bad transition defense on the part of Virgin Island right now.
Exactly, given the space.
Yeah, the rest was completely open. That can't happen after you score. I mean, if you miss and there's a transition basket, you can live with that. But not after you score, leaving a guy wide open on the wing for a three-point shot.
Edwin taking the three-point shot.
Wow.
And he got it. Good shot. Good shot, taking it from beyond the arc. Good pass, Nicholson for three. It's outside.
Now it looks like a shooting contest. Everybody's getting behind the three-point line and just firing away.
And Nicholson taking a lot of shots.
He usually can't make those shots, and he knows that. So if Jones doesn't get close to him, he's going to take those shots.
Good for him to have that confidence.
Right. That's part of his game. Only 4 seconds in the shot clock now.
2-1, going inside. It's a good movement, but not the layup. 9 seconds. The alley-oop. Outside by Nicholson. The offensive rebound. The pass. Good dunk for Murphy Bernatowski to end the first quarter. But no win in the match so far for Canada. Virgin Islands with a good play from Hatch to win 2016.
as we are able to watch some highlights from the first quarter of this game, a game that started very well for the Virgin Islands. As a matter of fact, total domination by the Virgin Islands in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
For sure.
Walter Hodge was able to play 6 minutes, and by the time that he went to the bench, they were dominating the game. Canada has been rotating its personnel from the very beginning, and some turnovers at the end of the first quarter by Virgin Islands gave Canada the opportunity to close the gap. And now we're ready for the second quarter, and the difference is 4 points, 20-16, Virgin Islands.
Exactly, 2016 the result, starting the second quarter here in the stadium of Valdo Casanova. Bratton Mays with the ball, go inside, the pass, and the shot for Anthony, it's outside. The rebound for Jones. Will be important to have Jones inside the...
Yeah, being close
inside
to
the zone to take the rebounds.
And to put some pressure on the big guys that are trying to get shot from inside. As you saw, Joel Anthony ended up taking a shot away from the basket instead of attacking the basket. 3
points for Hatch outside. Ball for Ronald Mays inside. It's outside, but the forward is also outside.
They get there, the big guys do. They get offensive rebounds, but they cannot finish. And that has been hurting Canada since the very beginning of this game.
Exactly. 1 minute without points in this second quarter. The ball for Hart. Pass inside. Almost the turnover, but the ball will be for Virgin Islands with 4 seconds on possession.
Good Victor is coming back in the game. Jones did his job. He had a three-pointer. He played some good defense. He got a couple of rebounds. Good job for Jones coming off the bench and giving an opportunity for Victor to rest.
Only 4 seconds. Possession, Hart with the ball. He's going to take the shot. But it's another turnover.
Excellent defense by Murphy Bornatowski. Bornatowski, what he did was he knew that time was almost off for the Virgin Islands, and he didn't leave his feet when guarding Hart.
Bratton Mays with the ball. Now to Cadogan. Yeah, and it's another turnover.
He carried the ball. Cadogan is another young veteran of this team, even though he didn't make it to Mexico 2 years ago. He had been on national teams before. He made it to qualifying tournaments in the past, in 2013 to be exact.
Hart, waiting the screen.
That's an illegal block.
Another offensive foul.
That's on Javier Martinez, the strong forward who came out of Tennessee Martin in the NCAA. He's 24 years old and 6'6", 198 meters.
Can be a big problem for Virgin Islands having so much turnovers in this time in the game.
Especially like that one. That's an unforced error. Come on, because the turnovers that they committed at the end of the first quarter was because of the pressure that they were putting on the point guard. Canada was.
But that one with the offensive foul.
Yes.
Amard inside, the block, offensive rebound. The ball finally for Cadogan. Almost the 24 seconds.
Good shot by Cadogan.
Okay, yeah. 2 points, 2018. First point of the quarter after 2 minutes and a half. Hatch with ball. Taking the screen, going inside, ball outside. Cannot take the 3 points for Virgin Islands. Moving the ball now for Canada. Bratton Mays. The pass inside. Anthony cannot take in the zone. The rebound for Victor. Taking it in transition.
See, but that's an ill-advised shot because Virgin Islands hasn't been able to score yet in the quarter, right?
Yeah.
You come in transition and your center is taking a 3-point shot in transition without moving the ball. That's playing in the hands
almost
of
a
your opponent.
turnover.
Exactly. That's exactly right. The effect is the same as a turnover.
Yeah, having the possibility to move the ball, but taking the shot too fast.
That's correct. Another good defense by Victor, and even though that was a great defense, Dureza was able to score and tie this game. This is the first tie of the game.
Exactly, tying 20. Hard with the ball. Again to Hart, the shot, but it's outside.
Right now, everything is outside for the Virgin Islands. They are not being able to attack the basket and create situations.
The foul
is being called on Victor. He does not agree. And he's got a good point, I think. He was trying to stay in front of the driver, but he's being called for the blocking foul.
His first one. This timeout for Virgin Islands. The game tied in 26 minutes, 22 seconds before the end of the first half.
Guys, we ain't executed one play. We ain't set one screen. Everybody worried about how they're playing. Worried about how the team's playing. Do your job. If we set screens, everybody gets shot. I ain't got that horn breathe again. We're playing in tight space. Are they weak it? Are they icing? Locking out into a wall or we're blocking into the PA goal. What's different now is all of a sudden now we're fucking attacking about the bounce. In the first quarter, we were going to try to catch the guy off the bounce. That's the problem. That's the corner. That's the corner. Bring it corner. You got it?
I stay with two phrases from Sam. In this timeout, do your work, make an offensive.
Well, the Virgin Islands, Coach Mitchell was saying exactly the same thing that we were thinking here, right?
Yeah.
His team is not moving the ball. They're taking three-point shots at the very beginning of the possession. And something that we didn't mention, but he did mention to his players, is you're too worried about how you are personally playing instead of worrying about your team. If you move the ball and set some screens, you're going to get and take some good shots.
Exactly. Haslip again inside the court for Canada. Let's see what he can do for his team. Rothen Mays with the ball, going to the low post against Hart. And the shot, it's out. Offensive rebound, again not making it for Canada. And that you were saying.
That was Richard Amardi.
You were saying, yeah.
Getting the offensive rebound, but not being able to finish. And that has been a problem for Canada the whole first half.
Far inside, good block for Anthony. Taking the transition, but stopping the ball now. Dureza with the ball. Asking for the screen from Anthony. The pass inside, but the turnover.
Yeah, Anthony forgot something very important.
Yeah.
The ball. He forgot the basketball. He was rolling to the basket, and the pass was behind his back, essentially.
Victor in the low post, to Hart, to the weak side, and the three-point shot inside for Hart. Good movement for Virgin Islands. 23-20, beating Virgin Islands over Canada. Pass inside, and the foul. Second one for Victor. That's why he's going to the bench. Some changes.
Very interesting team, this Virgin Island team, because as you can see, they only have one point guard. We talked about that before, right? And they only have one center. Bona fide center in Jones. Everybody else are forwards trying to play the center position.
The movement for Canada and the 3 points. Almost losing the possession, but taking the 3 points.
That was Richard Amardi, who's an inside player, but he has got a good hand from outside. He showed there.
Tied in 23. The ball for Virgin Islands.
Mitchell asking for a particular play from the baseline. Let's see how that works for them.
Going inside. But it's a bad pass.
Yeah, another turnover. That was Simmons trying to drive to the basket and try to draw attention towards him so that he could create for a teammate.
Yeah.
That first part of the play worked very well, but then he threw the ball away.
They need to work on it, on the turnovers, because if not, they will have some problems until the end of the game. The ball for Anderson. Haslip with the ball. The pressure that we were talking about from Hodge. Going inside to Nicholson. The high post, inside, outside. The 3 points, but it's outside.
That was great defense by the Virgin Islands. Good patience by Canada, by the way.
Yeah.
They kept trying to
find the space.
Exactly, find space for Haslip, and then he tried to create at the end for a teammate. But the Virgin Islands, they'll help on the pick and roll. They went out to the shooter. They stopped the angle of the dribble penetration. That was good defense on that possession by the Virgin Islands.
Inside for Hodge. Cannot take the layup. And cannot take the ball. Amardi will be an offensive rebound for Virgin Islands with the game tied.
Nice pass. That's an assist on an out-of-bounds play by Walter Hodge.
Good layup for Virgin Islands, being very fast to execute. Handling with the ball to Anderson. Taking it to the other way. The pass, good movement for Canada.
Very good combination.
Yeah, and the layup for Amardi.
But Hanlon was the one that created that play for his teammate with the dribble penetration and the very good pass.
Inside, the offensive rebound. And the shot, and he make it. Dion Edwin.
Nobody put a body on him. He came from the weak side and got the offensive rebound, and then he went all the way with a dribble towards the three-point line, and nobody paid attention to him.
Yeah, so shot.
He made him pay.
Mardi to Anderson, inside. The shot, and he made it inside the zone. He had the space very near to the basket.
Yeah, Jermaine Anderson, who plays in France. He's a very good veteran player. He's young, but he's a veteran FIBA player, and he's very quick with the ball.
Hodge to the 2 points, and he made it. That's why the timeout for Canada. They cannot control Hodge. That's a big problem for Canada.
That's exactly right. That's the way that the game started, with Hodge dominating the action. And now he gets an open shot, and that's very dangerous for Canada. If they are going to win this game, they need to control Walter Hodge, because as we said, he's the only point guard that they have, and he's the best player also. So if they want to have a chance to win this game, they have to take care of Walter Hodge.
You're the 5, you're the 4, you're Guys, you got to be better on the glass. You're kind of lazy on the glass on both ends, offense and defense.
Well, Coach Rana is a little bit worried about the lack of defensive and offensive rebounding by Canada. He says that they're getting lazy on the rebounds. On the other hand, Mr. Mitchell is more animated. He's talking about the next play that they're going to be running for. And essentially, keep going to Walter Hodge and setting screens for him.
Exactly. And even though not going to the rebound, when they went to the rebound, Canada, and they took it, they cannot make the basket.
That's the other problem. Even if you get offensive rebounds, if you don't finish on a second or third opportunity, you know, it goes to waste.
Anderson with the ball. Taking the screen, going inside. The movement to Haslip.
Another good defense by the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
Excellent defense.
Difficult shot, the offensive rebound. And again for Canada. Hanlon. Nicholson outside the three-point shot, and now they could make the rebound for Virgin Islands. Hatch with the ball. Inside. Cannot take the layup. Fighting for the rebound, and the ball will be for Virgin Islands to stay in the offensive.
That was a great effort by number 10, Jamiah Simmons, to keep the possession alive for his team. Let's see this out-of-bounds play by Virgin Islands. Walter Hodge is usually a good passer from outside.
For Judge, cannot take the 2 points. The rebound for Glaze, the turnover and the dunk! Awesome dunk from Justin Gray.
That was Justin Gray, 21 years old, 6'7", 2 meters, from Texas Tech in the NCAA in the United States.
Anderson take the shot, but it's short. The rebound for
I'm really impressed with Virgin Islands defense. I mean, it's the best defense that I've seen for Virgin Islands playing in the last maybe 10 years that I've been able to watch them playing in different tournaments.
They are making a good pressure.
And not committing any mistakes on defense. They commit a lot of the mistakes on that end of the court. They put so much pressure on themselves, but on defense, they are helping each other. They're rotating, they are talking. And as I said, that Nicholson takes an open shot from outside, but he cannot make it.
Seems that he's losing some confidence. Taking a lot of shots, but not making and not scoring. Canada now. Hatch with the ball. Going to the screen. The pick and pop. And the shot is in. 3 points for Virgin Islands. Justin Gray again. And another timeout for Canada.
Yeah, Coach Rana doesn't like what he's seeing right now because his team is being dominated. And now if Gray is making those shots also, the spread goes back to 8 points.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Rana, you have to give him this. He doesn't panic. He just went about his business, talking about their half-court offense and running a play, you know, giving them the opportunity to reflect on whatever is not going well for Canada. A much more animated coach on Sam Mitchell, on Virgin Islands side, Sam Mitchell is talking about them not quitting and being, you know, putting the pressure on them.
Exactly.
And I was talking about Virgin Islands defense, right? Well, Canada is shooting less than 30% from the field, 35% from two-point range, and 21% from three-point range. That's how good Virgin Islands defense has been so far.
Will be a problem to solve in the halftime for Canada. Anderson with the ball now. Taking the screen from Nicholson for him. Outside the 3 points, and it's in. 3 points for Oliver Hanlon.
Just the way that it was diagrammed by Coach Roy Bobby Rana.
Hatch will close this first half with the ball. 12 seconds inside.
That's too early.
Outside for Jones.
See, that's bad offense right there. That was too early, but they got the offensive rebound.
Edwin with the shot. And he cannot get it. It is the end of the first half. 35 for Virgin Islands, 30 for Canada. Here in Bahia Blanca in the Group B of the FIBA AmeriCup 2017. We are going to take a break and we'll return shortly.
Y a continuación, aquí en los Juegos de Casanova, vamos a volver a presentar y tenemos que bailar todos ahora, ¿eh? Todos tenemos que participar, porque se viene otra vez el grupo de baile de la AmeriCup 2017. ¡Fuerte el aplauso para ellos! A ver cómo suenan esas palmas. A ver cómo suena el estadio, ¡vamos!
Welcome back to the Osvaldo Casanova Stadium for the second half between Canada and Virgin Island, winning 35-30. Virgin Island beating Canada. And coach, what do you think that is going to happen this second half?
Well, in order for Canada to win this game, they were heavily favored coming into this game, but they're being surprised by Canada right now, by the Virgin Islands right now. And the difference is that Virgin Island is playing great defense. I mean, they are playing so well that Canada is only shooting 34% from two-point range, 27% from three-point range. The Virgin Islands are fighting rebound by rebound with Canada. Canada is a much taller team than the Virgin Islands is, but the Virgin Islanders are being able to control the boards and not let Canada be, not let the rebounding fact being a factor in the game right now. Now, the other thing that has to happen for Canada to win this game is that they have to start scoring when they get offensive rebounds, because what happened was that even though at the beginning of the game they were getting second shots, they were not taking advantage of those. And they have to control Walter Hodge. That has to be the main objective of Coach Rana coming into the second half of this game. On the other end, Virgin Islands has to be able to give some rest to Walter Hodge without losing their edge, because they lost their edge at the end of the first quarter when they sent Walter Hodge to the bench. Whenever Victor is a very important player for them, so he cannot get in foul trouble. He already committed 2 fouls in the first half. So let's see what the second half brings, because this is beginning to be a very interesting game right now.
Exactly. It seems that Virgin Island had to find a way to survive without Hachi inside the court, and then they can have good defense, as we are seeing today, and can be enough to beat this Canada that has to grow up offensively to change this result. 35-30, winning Canada over Virgin Islands, over Canada. Almost starting this second half in Bahia Blanca.
In Medellin, Colombia, there was the first game of the evening was already played. Puerto Rico was able to hang on and beat Brazil 89-80. Puerto Rico, by that winning that game, takes second place in the group, and they make sure that they will be in the Pan American game. They qualify for the Pan American game. Those are the good news for them. But in that group, as well as in Montevideo, Uruguay, only the winner of the group qualifies. So the bad news for Puerto Rico is that Mexico, no matter what happens in the second game of the evening, where they're going to be playing Colombia, is going to be the winner of that group, and they will be advancing to the Final Four in Cordoba next weekend. So Puerto Rico did well, won the last 2 games, only lost 1 game to the winner of the group by 3 points to Mexico, but they're going back home, at least with half of their objectives being conquered. And the main goal was to qualify for the Pan American Games. They did so.
Exactly. Almost ended the group in Medellin, just starting here in Bahia Blanca. Tomorrow starting Uruguay, leaving the FIBA AmeriCup 2017 here in South America. Starting the second half between Canada 30 and 35 for Virgin Island. Hanlon with the ball. Hazlitt taking the shot and taking the fall.
Good keeping by Joel Anthony. After setting the screen for Hazlitt, he kept rolling to the basket, and even though he didn't get the pass back, he was able to be in position to put the ball in after Hazlitt missed the open shot.
Gray with the ball. The 2 points are outside. Nicholson with the rebound. And Rother Mays with the ball. The offensive for Canada. Good patience, moving around. Rother Mays inside for Anthony. Trying to get the shot, but it's the foul. Finally, 2 free throws for Joel Anthony.
So Anthony is very active at the beginning of this second half, the third quarter. 1, getting an offensive rebound and tipping the ball in, and now getting inside position against the Virgin Island defense. Anthony has never been mistaken by the as a great free throw shooter.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he's on the best shooters end of the spectrum, and he makes me look bad with that very nice shot, first shot.
With this start of the third quarter, do you think that Canada can control the paint today?
They are supposed to. I mean, I think that after they go to and he makes them both, Joel Anthony. Okay, that's a big surprise. After they went to the dressing room, I think that Coach Rana told them, to get more concentration on the defensive end and trying to end up the plays that they were not able to finish at the first half, and now there's a foul inside.
Yeah, over Steven, sorry.
And that was on Nicholson.
Yeah.
Blocking.
The first one for him. And the ball will be for Virgin Islands.
And beware of Walter Hodge passing from out of bounds. He's very good at that.
Victor to the long shot. Anthony with the rebound. And Canada in transition. Of Mays. Finally the foul. Trying to win some explosion in the game to start to play quicker for Canada. They need it. They totally need it. Now they are almost tying the game.
There's a foul.
That can be a problem. 2 fouls in only 1 offensive.
And the foul is on Victor, I believe. And if it's on him, that will be his 3rd. No, it wasn't on Victor.
No, finally not. The ball for Canada. Rother Mays taking the screen from Nicholson. Only 4 seconds. 3. The shot, and it's out. From Haaland, the rebound for Hatch, and the ball for Virgin Islands. Ball inside, but that's not a good pass.
No, Hodge was trying to think for his teammate, but they didn't make eye contact before that pass, and the ball went out of bounds. That's a turnover for the Virgin Islands.
Unlucky for them if they start to have all those turnovers again, because Canada can start to play better. Hasley with the ball.
Hodge is running through obstacle courses because they are setting so many screens for Hasley. That looked like an offensive foul there.
Yeah.
And they're going to call a foul on the Virgin Island player. Yeah, that's on Victor. And that was a push-up without him.
His 3rd foul.
Yeah.
And can start some problems for Virgin Islands with the fouls, because it's Simmons with a 3, another 3 for Nicholson. But Haaland in the free throw line.
And Canada is about to take their first lead of the game, I believe, if Haaland can make this shot. Olivier Haaland.
And it is.
The guy who played for Le Mans in France, 24 years old. Shooting guard. So Canada on top for the first time in the game, 36-35.
Hatch with the shot, and he got it.
That didn't last long because Walter Hodge wasn't going to allow it.
Exactly. Good shot from Hatch. Taking the lead again for Virgin Islands. But the Mays with the ball. To the weak side. Nicholson with a 3 shot. It's out. The rebound finally for Javier Martinez.
They do a good job on boxing out the Virgin Island players.
And it's a 3-point for Hatch. And also the foul.
I think there's a confusion right there. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, 3-point shot.
3-point shot for Hatch. And the foul.
And the foul is on Haaland.
Exactly.
But instead of another free throw, the foul was on Haaland holding the screener, not fouling Hodge.
Not over Hatch.
So it's going to be 3-point
and the ball.
Plus possession for the Virgin Islands. That's correct. That's correct.
Good opportunity for Virgin Islands to take better lead. But
that was an ill-advised shot. Pass if I ever saw one.
In transition, Canada has lead for 3 and it's out. The ball for Gray. And now for Victor. And Hodge.
See, they're forcing Hodge to his right hand.
Good pass.
And he's creating a lot of stuff. And that's the second time that they go to the short roll. They did that same play in the first half. They ran the same play. And Victor is a very good passer for a big guy.
So it's easy for them to win the space
That's
inside
correct.
the zone.
Exactly.
Haslett trying to go inside.
Hodge has been guarding him so well.
I was in defense from him. What a maze for 3. It's away.
Good inside-out play by Canada, but they can't buy a basket from outside right now.
Hodge inside.
That's exactly what I was talking about. They keep forcing him away from the screen and to his right hand, but he's so quick that he can create a lot of trouble to the defense by just accelerating against.
Exactly, he's been
him.
totally strong in the penetration. So then it's totally easy to pass the ball and reach the basket.
So Canada had the lead briefly after 2 free throws by Hanlon, but after that it has been 7 points in a row by the Virgin Islands.
The handoff for Hatch. 10 seconds remaining on the possession for Virgin Islands. That's another turnover.
That's 3 turnovers in this quarter for Walter Hodge already. And that is not common.
And all of them with bad passes.
Right.
Hanlon
After not committing 1 mistake in the first half.
decided that's his foul. So the free throw line now, Canada.
We were talking before the game about how different this Canadian team was from the one that went to Mexico 2 years ago to
Exactly.
to the the Olympic qualifying tournament. And we said that that other team used to run a lot, and it was essentially a fast-breaking team. Okay, Canada only had 3 fast-break points in the first half, and that's exactly what they have had for the whole game right now. 3 points in every single quarter of that tournament, Canada will have at least 3 points in fast break.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 12 to 15 points per game in fast break points only. And this is a very different team this year when they are only running half-court offense.
Exactly.
And if they don't score, they don't hit their outside shots, or they don't hit a shot when they get offensive rebounds.
They have the big problem.
They have a big problem.
If they not run the card, but then they cannot take in the offensive, it's a problem for them.
That's exactly right.
Hard. And he missed another turnover.
And when we talk about problems, we got to go to the other end of the court.
Yeah.
The Virgin Islands, they cannot take care of the ball. If they cannot take care of the ball, they cannot win consistently at this level.
The ball for Canada. Rotten Mace with it. Trying to use the screen. And that's another turnover for Canada. Not a good play.
4th turnover for Canada. 4 by Canada, 9 for the Virgin Islands.
Hart. And the three-point shot. Over the defense. Good three-point shot for Virgin Islands to win 45-37. 5 minutes remaining of the third quarter. Running the court. Hart and the foul by Murphy Bornatowski.
That was a very weird fast break that Virgin Islands ran. They took its space away from each other. See how close Hart and Hodge were running the court. They didn't pay the price, but that was a mistake. A turnover waiting to happen there. You cannot say that they have been lucky or whatever. They have been dominating most part of this game, the Virgin Islands.
Yes, all the rhythm of the game.
Exactly.
Good movement, but good defense from Canada. That's why they missed the shot. And the foul from Hart, trying to get the rebound. The ball will be for Canada now.
See, this is dangerous time. Even though they're winning by 8 points, dangerous time for Virgin Islands. This is exactly what happened in the first quarter, when Walter Hodge had to go to the bench. Okay, the rhythm of the game and the domination that Virgin Islands was showing at the beginning, it didn't last when Walter Hodge was getting his rest. And now they're playing without a point guard again at the end of the third quarter. I believe that they're going to give Walter Hodge the whole end of this quarter to rest. And this is a very difficult time for the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, to survive, but Canada is not taking advantage from it.
They did in the first half,
yes.
though. In the first quarter, they ended up losing the quarter by only 4 after they were down by 9. And right now they are down by 8. Let's see how it goes at the end of the quarter.
Change for Virgin Islands, so 4 minutes, 33 seconds remaining from the third quarter to see what Canada can do without Hatch in the court.
Philip Jones is back in the game. He did a good job, Jones, coming off the bench and resting the big guys of the Virgin Islands in that first half.
So Adams with the ball. And the foul. Canada is trying to put some pressure, but they are committing some fouls. So they cannot get good defense.
Right. Stephen Adams is essentially a shooting guard from Tennessee Tech in the NCAA. He's doing a good job so far trying to play the point guard position while Walter Hodge rests.
Cannot take the first one. And we'll have the second free throw. And it's in. 46-39. Virgin Islands beating Canada. Haslip with the ball inside.
Wow, he lost control of the ball right in mid-air.
In transition. Good block from Nicholson. Now running Canada. That's a foul.
And it could be a flagrant foul.
Yeah.
On a sportsmanlike foul, which is the way that they call it in FIBA. Let's see how. No,
Quite hard.
They're just calling a common foul.
Yeah, common one.
And 2 shots for.
Was a hard one.
It was a hard one. So Cadogan will have to make him from the free throw line.
Do you think, Carlos, that Canada was waiting a little bit more from Haslip inside court tonight?
Well, what happens is that Walter Hodge has been, because they have been screening for him so much, for Haslip. I mean, back screen, pick and roll. He goes out after the screen and comes back and takes another screen. And Hodge has been fighting those screens. He's taking him out of the offense. Now is a good chance for Haslip to get a couple of baskets because, again,
exactly.
And I hate to keep hitting on the same point.
Exactly.
But Walter Hodge is resting. So that's the way that Canada can come back into this game.
Yeah, seems that it's a good scouting work from Virgin Islands tonight.
Yes. But it has been like an obstacle course for Walter Hodge running through all those screens and staying with Haslip.
Yeah. Yeah, they are fighting to not make the switch. Hard with the ball. To the low post, outside. Gray from 3, and that's outside. The rebound.
And now Canada is trying to push the ball a little bit more, trying to run and see if they can take advantage of that. And that's what Haslip can do. See?
3 points for Haslip. For Canada, they are needing it. They are totally needing it. 46-44, the result. Hard with the ball going inside.
I don't think that they're going to be able to finish the third quarter with Hodge on the bench.
Yeah.
I think that Coach Mitchell is thinking about that right now. He would love to give Hodge the rest of the quarter.
Hard has been far away from Hodge during this time inside court, and that's a problem. They need from him to replace Hodge. Haslip for 3, but it's outside.
Oh, that's a foul. That should be a foul on Nicholson.
Was over the player, over Adams. Finally the ball will be for Virgin Islands. But we were talking about Hodge again.
Yeah,
inside court.
He had to come back. He had to come back on the court because they were losing their edge. They were giving Canada the momentum back.
Yes.
Again, when he went to the bench, they were up by 8. He comes back, they're up by 2. So it was a minus 6. While and he only rested like a minute and a half.
Yeah, like 2, yeah.
And he cost them that way.
The problem that tonight it will be easy, but they have games tomorrow, so they had to.
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation for Coach Mitchell because he has to rest his main player in order for him to be effective, but at the same time, he needs him on the court. He needs the guy on the court so that they have a better chance to to win the game.
Yes.
And now he gets fouled. He just gets back in the game. He creates a situation. He's a veteran player, and he creates a good situation for him. So it's going to be 2 shots.
Will be Hatch in the line.
Very smart player. Again, born and raised of Puerto Rican parents in the islands of Puerto Rico. Why can't he play for the Virgin Islands? Because his grandparents are from the Virgin Islands. When he was coming up in Puerto Rico, he didn't see a good chance for him to make the Puerto Rico national team because there was Carlos Arroyo and Jose Juan Barea. So
was a little bit far.
Exactly. So essentially for him, it was a matter of it was a business decision to play for the Virgin Islands, and a very good one indeed, because he has been a very good international player for more than half a decade now.
Yes. Hanlon with the ball in the low post for Nicholson.
Wow.
Shot is out.
Yeah.
They are forcing the situation.
Good fast break out now for the Virgin Islands.
And now it's a hard, yeah.
They are calling now on a sportsmanlike foul.
It was a quite hard.
Let's see. Yeah, he was hitting the side of the head by Cadogan, and then he lost his balance, and the fall was a little bit harder than it was supposed to be, and that's the reason why the referee called a sportsmanlike foul on Cadogan. So it's going to be 2 free throws and the ball for the Virgin Islands.
Good opportunity to take 3 possessions difference in the result. Now it's 49-44. 50 for Virgin Island, and the ball now for them.
And Coach Mitchell is calling for a half-court play. Let's see what they're going to be running now.
Hatch, the screen, the switch and the 3 points, and it's in for Hatch.
If you give him space, he's going to kill you from outside. You get closer to him, he's going to drive by you. So
they totally took advantage from the switch.
Pick your poison.
Not the alley-oop. Cardigan with the ball.
And it's an offensive foul on the screen by Nicholson.
Exactly. His 3rd foul. 3rd foul for Nicholson. Is timeout for Canada. 53-44. Virgin Island beating Canada. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining for the 3rd quarter.
Want to fight over top? Go switch. So we go back to the strong, fight over the top. All right? Got it? All right. You know what we're doing now with ball.
They can go the other way. They get back. Everybody back in.
Let's get down the floor. Pretty simple. Deshaun, Andrew, coming off the ball screen, roll with Blake. You have an attack. If not, equal follow. Got it? And then you're going to pop on. So you're setting it. Your roll comes in. So they're not going to switch that. All right, for Phil, guys. Phil, if they do switch it, you go in and get one to all that space. When I throw it, that means you can switch it. So go to the post right in the middle. Go to the post and this guy don't have it.
Well, Coach Grana, very matter-of-factly, talking about defense on his side and getting some advice from his players, asking them if they want to do something different on defense, and they were directing traffic. On the other end of the court, we saw Coach Mitchell diagramming the play, and at the same time, Hush saying, listen, if they switch, go down low, right in the middle of the lane. So Hush is not only directing traffic on the court, he's also directing traffic on the timeouts.
Exactly, but Canada asking not to switch with Hatch. 21 points for the point guard of Virgin Islands, and with the ball now.
Cadogan taking it as a personal challenge.
Jones with the 3 points.
Wow. That's a second 3-pointer of the game for Jones, who has come off the bench and has done his job. Definitely.
Exactly, and against the defense, that three-point shot. Good work for Virgin Islands tonight. And the turnover, running the court. Hutch inside, and the layup for Dion Edwin.
Largest advantage of the game for Virgin Islands, 14 points with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go in this third quarter.
It's interesting how Hutch controlled the game, but they know how to pass the ball.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Another good defense by Virgin Islands, but they didn't box out here.
So the offensive rebound, Hanlon inside, outside now. The three-point, and it's in.
They ended up paying the price by not boxing out and just jumping for the rebound. That was a big mistake by Gray.
Hard with the ball. 40 seconds remaining. Jones for three.
Wow.
What a confidence for Philip Jones.
He denied the pass to his teammate and said, no, I'm going to take this one.
2 consecutive 3 points for Jones.
Great defense. Virgin Islands, I mean, I can't not tell you how much I'm impressed. And now they let the guy drive to the basket.
Yes.
Before that, it was great defense on the dribble penetration, great defense on
Helping in the low post.
Helping down low and getting back to their own man.
5 seconds, 4.
And that's a foul.
All over Hutch, that he will go to the line.
Hutch has been killing them. 21 points. He's 8 of 13 from the floor, including 3 of 6 from three-point range, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 6 assists. He's got 3 turnovers, and all of them were at the beginning of this quarter.
Yes. Having a great game tonight. Controlling.
So Jones goes back to the bench, and he's been killing. Only 12 minutes played, and he is 3 for 4 from the field. And all of them have been three-pointers. We're talking about the biggest, the tallest player on our Virgin Islands team.
Going to the bench to get a little bit easy.
No box out by Canada, and they're going to pay the price.
Another foul.
Unbelievable. I was talking about great defense on Virgin Island end that didn't finish because Justin Gray didn't box out and didn't get the rebound. It ended up costing 3 points to the Virgin Islands. Now, they don't box out Justin Gray. He's very active on the board.
So he went for the rebound.
Yeah, exactly. And he can give him another 2 points from the free throw line. So Canada pays the price of not boxing out.
Can be totally useful, these free throws before the end of the quarter, but he missed the first one. Only 2 seconds remaining. And score Gray. The last ball will be for Canada. To Rafa Mays from half court, but it's off. Finally, it's a big difference in this end of the third quarter. Virgin Islands beating Canada 63-49. Ready for the last quarter. 63 over 49, winning the Virgin Islands over Canada. And coach, do you think that Canada still have any chance?
Well, they have to play a lot better. Coming into this fourth quarter, Canada is shooting 30% from the field, 33% from two-point range, 26% from three-point range.
Much low.
They had their best scoring quarter of the game, and it was only 19 points. And the other problem that they had was the Virgin Islands had the best offensive quarter of the game, 28 points.
Yes.
And now the lead has ballooned to 14 points starting the fourth quarter.
Ray with the ball to the low post. Almost losing, but inside. Layup is out. Offensive rebound. Again outside, but the rebound now is for Pierre.
And Canada is trying to run a little bit more and try to up-tempo the game a little bit more. And I think that that's a very good choice by Coach Rana, because they haven't been able to do anything at half court against this defense.
The shot is off. The rebound for Hart. Running the court for Virgin Islands. It's a foul in the low post.
That was a hack by Mr. Hamilton. I should say Nicholson.
Yeah. They will keep the ball. Going inside and the layup. Easy layup for Dion Edwin.
It looks too easy for Virgin Islands right now. It's like Canada is not quitting, but they're not working with the same enthusiasm that they started the game. And now the short jumper gets the lead back to 14 points. But they have to press a little bit more. They have to be more active with their hands and their feet, and they have to push the tempo of the game if they want to come back into this game. Still plenty of time, and Walter Hush is resting right now.
Yes.
So, you know, they have a chance.
Brother Mays with the ball. Nicholson.
Good fake.
For Rathan for three, but it's short.
That has been a big problem for them. They are usually a good three-point shooting team, but they haven't shown that tonight.
They are not scoring from beyond the arc, and that's a problem for Canada.
They are only 6 of 23 from three-point range.
That's totally low. Hard for three, but it's short.
And Mitchell, Coach Mitchell is still buying some time for Walter Hush on the bench while he keeps the lead at 14 points.
The rebound for Simmons. And Hard with the ball now. Trying to execute the offensive for Virgin Islands. Simmons giving the screen. Hard inside. Got the foul from Nicholson.
And now they are not only dominating in the score, they're dominating the rhythm of the game again.
Yes.
And
even more without Hatch in the court.
Right, exactly.
That's totally positive.
Yeah, because that takes into the mentality of the opponent. When you work hard and you don't see a result, you get a little bit frustrated, and then the situation gets a little bit tougher. And now there's another timeout, Coach, called by Coach Rana.
65, Virgin Islands 51 for Canada. It's a timeout.
Subir la ventaja, AmeriCup 2017 y tu cara central en la pantalla. Tu cara o lo que quieras. Aprovechando la secuencia con tu amigo, con tu amiga. Subir la bola Twitter. Recuerda que es AmeriCup 2017.
Forward, right? Like this. And then I want you to handle when we come down my slot. Stop and done. Ball, come out. If the ball goes to stop, the opposite end comes set. Move the ball, right? So up, everybody
Will be a good confidence for Virgin Islands if they can reach this game.
This will be a huge victory for their program.
Yes.
Forget about the tournament, the program, right? Virgin Islands beating Canada in a continental tournament like this. Coming into this game, you could ask.
Yes, I'm totally focused.
A million people, and maybe 2 or 3 will tell you that Virgin Islands had any chance of beating Canada. But right now, it's not only that they are beating them; they have been the better team on the court. There's no question about it.
The points for Hart, the ball for Random Mays. The offensive of Canada. Haslip trying to go inside, trying to get the shot, but the foul from Adams will be 2 shots.
Yeah, he got a little bit greedy there. Adams did. He had a good position defending Haslip, but he tried to steal the ball at the end. He got some arm, or at least that was what the referee saw.
Some contact that was there.
Yeah, because Adams was like, what? This has been the most unfair call in my life.
Yeah.
This is an injustice.
The free throws for Canada, 67-53. Virgin Islands beating Canada. 7 minutes, 20 seconds for the end of the game.
Good pressure by the Canadians, but they were able to beat the pressure, and now they have to play half-court offense, the Virgin Islanders.
Gray for 3, but it's off. The rebound for the Mays. Inside and the dunk. Good dunk from Murphy Bernatowski.
And they need that. They need fast break points. As a matter of fact, they only had 3 fast break points in the first 3 quarters, and now another steal, and that's another fast break bucket.
2 and 1.
I don't know, Coach Mitchell. I don't want to coach your team, but you need Walter Hush out there.
Good transition from Canada. Good moment. Stealing the ball, going to the points, now to the line. That's why Walter Hatch is back on court.
So the lead that was 14 points can go down to single digits right now with these free throws.
Exactly.
And not only Hatch is back in the game, Victor is also, Cuthbert Victor is also back in the game. The 6'6" center for the Virgin Islands, who plays very well.
Some pressure now from Canada. The ball with Hatch. Good pressure. Almost losing the turnover finally. Allen inside. Opening to Haslip. The 3-point is short. But it was a good pressure.
They didn't run back on defense. The Canadians.
No defense transition.
Didn't run back on defense.
Not at all on the layup for Bigso. Good movement for Virgin Islands to score totally fast. Hanlan. Inside.
See, the offense, the Canadians are a little bit confused on offense because Virgin Islands, sometimes in the pick and roll, they switch. Sometimes they just hatch and get back to their man. And
yes,
they have the Canadian offense out of rhythm, completely out of rhythm.
Rafa Mays for 3, totally short. The rebound for Bigso.
Another great pass.
Another long pass.
Great pass by Walter Hush. That's his 7th assist of the game.
That's to show the focus on the game that they are having. Good movement. That's a good block.
Great defense by the Virgin Islanders. Again, Cuthbert Victor is only 6'6", and he plays like a 7-footer down there.
Hatch inside. 2 and 1 for Walter Hatch. He reached the layup and the foul. So he will have one more free throw.
24 points for Walter Hodge, 7 assists, 3 rebounds.
What a good game.
Yes.
Another timeout for Canada. Virgin Islands beating Canada 73-58. 5 minutes, 28 seconds remaining.
A ver, si apareciese en pantalla, Benzo. Mira la pantalla.
Right now, the difference is again, running back on transition with no basket cover. Got killed one time, got leaked out one time, 4 points. We had a missed 3 down here, lay up down the other side. We got basket cover, 2 guys that just fucking 4. All right? First guy back, you got to take the basket. You got to commit to it. Got it? Back to the one. Hey, listen. Make sure we get our matchup. No leaking out. And when we come back, run the flat, not there. Jemiah, Jonathan. All right? I'm standing confident, and we play. All right?
Well, we started to see some emotion from Coach Brannan on that timeout, because he's very unhappy with their transition defense, especially since they missed a 3-pointer and they gave up a layup at the other end.
Yes.
And then Walter Hush drove all the way to the basket and had the and one. Coach Mitchell wants to make sure that they don't lose their defensive assignments. His players stay with their own men, and they don't allow any easy baskets of people that can start running and getting behind the last line of defense. But right now they're in very good shape. The Virgin Islanders are 16 points lead with 5.5 minutes to go in the game.
Cadogan with the offensive for Canada. Eslep and the turnover. Victor running the court. And the layup.
How valuable is Victor? Because we have been giving a lot of props to Walter Hush, and deservedly so. But this guy is like the soul of this team. With 6'6" center that can play inside and outside. He can play on offense. He can play on defense. He can rebound. What a great game by QD Victor. And now Cadogan gets inside and gets fouled.
So he will have free throws. It's a good teamwork for Virgin Islands today.
No question about it.
Nicholson inside the court again.
Victor is 34 years old. He plays in Korea, South Korea.
Today is totally making the difference. Victor, that's the winning. That's why Virgin Islands is beating Canada. And it's in the other free throw. 76-60. Virgin Islands beating Canada. And it's Hatch again with the ball. Taking the screen. Good screen for
nice
Victor.
pass.
The pick and roll.
Very nice pass. That's another thing that they are a very good combination on that pick and roll on top.
Hatch was patient to wait Victor to go inside.
Yeah, the hesitation move gave Victor time to get in good position, and then the bounce pass. Cuthbert Victor has only 4 points. He's 2 of 7 from the field, but you can dominate a game without scoring many points.
Sure.
And that's what he has shown here.
The second free throw is in. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to the end of the game. Cadogan with the ball outside. The 3 points. It's off.
Another good box out by the Virgin Islands defense. And it started to look more and more like a win for the Virgin Islands and a surprise in this tournament.
Yes, another turnover for Hatch. Allen running the court and the layup.
5 turnovers for Walter Hush. All of those 5 turnovers have been in the second half. 3 in the third quarter, 2 in this quarter, and every single one of them has cost them.
But isn't a bad thing, because he's making a good job today.
And now he's run and gun for Canada right now.
Nicholson, and he scored. Now Canada trying to put some pressure.
Yeah, they're trapping, they're pressuring the ball all over. That's a bad shot.
Yes.
You don't have to force a shot up just because you got the ball inside. And Canada can take advantage of that, and they do.
3 points, yeah, for Hanlon.
The lead is down to 10 points right now.
Yes.
And they keep putting the pressure. 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go.
They are still alive.
And that's the reason why this change is being made. Simeons is going out because he forced 2 shots against bigger opponents when they didn't have to take those shots. And they ended up costing them points on the other end.
Hard is back.
See, they need more ball handlers on the court, and
Yes.
that's the reason why Coach Mitchell is bringing guards, even though none of them is a point guard.
But needing to beat the pressure.
The only one is Walter Hodge. He takes care of that.
Hard. The screen of Victor. Hard going inside. And the foul.
Three minutes to go in the game.
Yes, it is the 5th foul from Nicholson. Going to the bench, the Canadian. So will be Amardi replacing him.
So essentially, Virgin Islands is 3 minutes away from maybe their biggest win in continental competition. Beating Canada in the AmeriCup. I wouldn't have bet on that.
That's important.
Yes, very important.
And it's in the second free throw. 3 minutes remaining. 79 to 67.
Dadugan is not a good ball handler, so Hodge can take advantage of that. He's essentially a shooting guard trying to play the point guard position right now.
So he goes to the pressure. Bernatowski for 3, but it's off.
That's not his shot. Coach Mitchell trying to set up a 1 half-court play, but they should take some more time off the clock before going on that pick and roll, I think.
Less pressure.
Now with 10 seconds, they should go.
Inside Gray, and it's the foul. We will have the free throws.
See, sometimes you get lucky and you beat a tougher opponent, right? This is not the case. I mean, you put those teams on the court, you take away the name on the front of their jersey. The team dressed in white has been the better team the whole night.
Yes.
There's no question about it. Okay, the Virgin Islands have just dominated this game, and they should be very proud if they end up doing what it looks like they're going to be able to do with Canada.
What they did on defense, it shows a good scouting before the tournament.
Great effort also. They play most of the game with a front line that would be short to play in the perimeter maybe. I mean, most of the guys were 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
And they were boxing out and rebounding against this taller Canadian front line.
It's a good work. Cadogan with the ball. Trying to go inside, trying to get the layup, and he got it.
Nice play by Cadogan.
Seems that he got hurt.
He got hit in the face maybe when he went up there. That's the replay. Yeah, he definitely got hit. Great trying to make sure that he's okay.
It was a great movement.
It was.
It's timeout for Virgin Islands. 81 to 69. Only 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining.
Gotta be a little more aggressive. Gotta be a little more aggressive on the switch. Gotta be more aggressive on it. You can't be sampling the switch. Have to be aggressive. I said, if you switch, it has to be meaning that I ain't gonna let him beat you. Alright? Hey, listen. We're going to Georgia. We're going to thumb down again and then shift down the floor. Joe, we're out of that space. Joe. All right, nothing. Quick, go play the crowd. You don't have a net, no kick it out and play. Let the floor space. Got it? Hey, we need to pound it live. You fight like a fucking buzzer. It's not supposed to. Over here, let's go.
Well, Cadugan really got hit in the face. He's bleeding.
He has a cut.
Yeah. Now, the instruction on the Virgin Islands bench was that they're going to switch on the pick and roll, but if you switch, be aggressive and do it early. And on the other end, the message was essentially you don't quit until the final horn. And the Canadians are not going to quit, so definitely it's going to be a very interesting last 2 minutes and 10 seconds of this first game of Group B in Bahia Blanca, Argentina of the AmeriCup 2017.
Cadogan missed his bonus, but they to the offensive foul, the offensive rebound, sorry. Finally, they cannot get it.
And now it comes to the pressure, the full court pressure, denial, ball denial, and then traps and try to go for the steal.
It's been interesting to see Virgin Islands beating Canada. Now it's interesting to see how they break this pressure. And they did it well.
Yeah, they did.
Hard with the ball. Now to Hatch. The screen from Victor. Hatch inside. It's a good follow.
And there it is. Good for Victor. Right in the middle of the action.
Being the brain today.
7 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 block shots.
Leslie for 3 and he missed the offensive rebound. And the block.
Another block now.
The block from Victor over Bernatowski. So the ball will be for Canada.
That's 3 blocks now. I'm sorry, 4 blocks.
4, yeah.
4 blocks for Victor.
A good defense work.
Again, 1.97 meters. Last time I checked, that's 6'6". And he plays the center position.
First time for Roshan Fredericks inside the court for Virgin Islands.
There's a problem with number 13 coming into the court, Russian Fredericks, with a T-shirt under his playing jersey, so he cannot check in.
Yeah.
And the referees allowed him to go out, not calling a technical foul on him or anything like that. So that was good on the part of the referees. They could have called a technical foul on him if they wanted to.
Amardi.
Oh, the ball was in his hands. He didn't know. Amardi didn't know how much time was left in the shot clock. And by the time he took the shot clock has expired already. The time has expired on the shot clock. So it's going to be a turnover for Canada. Virgin Islands is going to take over the ball again with a minute and 16 seconds to go in the game.
Great. Now with Hart. They are totally working with the time. Hart going inside. Good back door. And he cannot reach it. Now the ball is for Canada in transition.
Oh, another block by Gilbert Victor.
Huge block.
That's his 5th block of the game.
What a game for Victor.
Yes, sir.
Hart with the ball. Virgin Islands near to reach a really, really great win over Canada. Hart for 3. Is short. The ball for Haslip. The layup. And it's another block.
This one by Hart.
full of confidence for Virgin Islands. So now Hatch to the bench, Victor to the bench. It's totally ended. What a game for them, for Victor, for Gray, for Hatch. What a work.
Yeah, and the crowd here in Bahia Blanca acknowledges the great effort by the Virgin Islanders tonight, beating a heavily favorite Canadian team.
Hanlon for 3, but it's short. The offensive rebound for Anthony, 2 and 1.
Okay, I want to see Anthony again at the free throw line because I said earlier that he hasn't been a good free throw shooter for his whole career, and he made me look bad by making 2 very nice free throws.
Yeah, in the first half.
In the first half, so let's see how it goes now for him. Actually, it was in the third quarter because he was shooting in this same basket. Wow, that's more like him.
Hard. The layup is out. The rebound for Anthony. It's going to be the end. Brandon Mays for 3, and it's off. And it's the win. It's the win for Virgin Islands. They beat it. Canada 83 to 71. What a game, what a work. Excellent work for Virgin Islands today, taking a huge win.
Definitely. Surprising everyone here at the beginning of this Group B with that big win against a tough Canadian team. It's not the same team that we saw 2 years ago with all NBA players, right? But this is a very good team with players with experience in the NBA, players with experience in Europe, players playing in the professional league in Canada, coached by a very good coach, Coach Rana, who has a big history with the development program there in Canada. So this definitely is a very big win for the Virgin Islands.
Good win, 83 to 71.
As we take a look at the stats, and you see why the Virgin Islands won this game. Canada only shooting 36% from 2-point range, 21% from 3-point range. The Virgin Islands was solid on offense and very solid on defense.
What a difference.
Yeah, with a good 42% from the field. Rebounds, the Virgin Islands, okay, the smallest team in this group, beat Canada 46 to 45 on the board. How interesting is that? And then the turnovers, Virgin Islands with 13, Canada took better care of the ball with only 8. But see the blocks, 5 by Cuban Victor, 1 by Hart, 6 to 5 to Canada also. Walter Hodge was huge, even though he committed 5 turnovers, all of them in the second half. But huge offense by Hodge, the way that he dominated the game with 25 points, with 8 assists. And then what can you say about Cuban Victor? How often do you see a guy that doesn't score much and he dominates the game without scoring much?
What a way to control the game from Hatch, from Victor. Huge game from the Virgin Islands, beating Canada 83 to 71. Carlos, totally thank you for this company.
All right, we'll get back in about half an hour, 45 minutes.
For sure.
For sure, with a game that is going to be a very good game too. Venezuela, the defending America's champion, playing against the host Argentina. So stay tuned for that one.
For sure.
Y a continuación aquí en el Osvaldo Casanova vamos a volver a presentar. Poquitos minutos, una gran sorpresa aquí en Osvaldo Casanova, en la capital del básquet. Así que preparad la máquina de fotos.